back. If you've been here, I just figured we'd do a little sit down chat today because there is so many like changes that are about to happen for me that I was like super scared of before. So first of all, Happy New Year. I haven't made a sit down video in the new year yet. So yeah, I mean, most of you guys that you've like been here before already, you guys know I'm getting married. Now, for the longest time, like I was super scared to get married. Like I wasn't that girl. Let me just rewind. Like I was never that girl that just dreamt of her wedding and everything. I grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress, so I would watch that show as a young girl. I always knew the style dress I wanted. I always knew I wanted a mermaid dress since I was little. But I never dreamt like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have this fairy tale wedding and I just wanna be married and I wanna have kids and be a mom. Like that was never something that I like had really high on my priority list. When I graduated high school, I was coming out of an almost 2-year relationship and I kind of got into something new really quickly. And then in college, like I really wasn't, like I was talking to somebody who I eventually started dating that went completely left. But like the college guys, I was like scared of them. Like I thought they just wanted to take advantage of me and all this stuff. Like my mind was not truly on like, okay, let's date to marry. Like I was like, okay, like if this person is attractive, I like them, we vibe, let's talk and eventually date. But I wasn't dating with intention to marry. And I kind of went through college like that. I definitely was a relationship kind of girl, like, but I didn't really have the best luck with that stuff. I didn't have the best luck with that. I've been cheated, lied to, all the other stuff, okay? In high school and in college. Then I graduated college and it was just like job. Like when I was younger, what was drilled into me was education. Education. Like that was drilled into me from both parents because I come from a split home. Like I grew up with my mom and then my dad lived in a different state. So I didn't grow up around marriage. I didn't grow up around like 20-year relationship, 20-year marriage, you know, where your mom and dad are together and family eating at the dinner table. Like I had pieces of that when I was younger. I had pieces of that throughout high school, but it wasn't like mom and dad, family, siblings. Like it wasn't really like that for me. So I had like a little different upbringing. But I think like, I definitely feel like I grew up with a lot of masculine energy. And I don't know if it's from like how I was raised or like the environment I was around, but I was really raised to get an education. At 11, 12 years old, I was already being told about getting a master's degree. Like I knew what a master's degree was when I was in middle school. So that was the focus from both of my parents. Nobody was really putting focus on or like telling me, yeah, like you should get married, you know, mom, like stay at home mom. I'm like, what is that? I'm about to work, get me 2-3 jobs, get all this education. I'm about to be a boss out here. I, you know, never really prioritized being a mom or being a wife. I prioritized getting my education, which I did get a master's degree. I prioritized getting a corporate career, which I did do. And I felt like once I got all of those things, I was miserable mentally. And I'm just like, yo, my whole life, like this is what I was told to do, but it makes me miserable. You know, like it doesn't bring me any happiness or fulfillment. And that's when I ended up venturing out and like did my own thing. But like it only, and here's the thing, like marriage really didn't come up that much. So once education and all that stuff, like I did all that stuff, then all of a sudden it was like, when are you gonna have a baby? Like marriage would literally get skipped over a lot. And I would just get asked all the time, Like, when are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby? When are you gonna have a baby? Now, I was already with Jeff. Like, me and Jeff have been rocking for a long time. We started like a couple months after I graduated college. That's when we started talking and then eventually dating. But so these baby questions would be asked, and I had somebody who I was in a serious relationship to have a baby with. But like, it was never like, yo, get married. Like, what are y'all waiting for? Go to the court, get married. Like, you know, start building license. I didn't see marriage. You know, my dad didn't marry. My mom just got married like a year ago. Marriage wasn't around me much. So I never prioritized it. I was scared of it. I was scared to have kids, and no, I'm not pregnant. Now when I talk about like, oh, you know, I'm transitioning my mind to be a mom, everybody thinks I'm currently pregnant. I'm not. It's just now I'm about to turn 29 in May. So at 28, I am finally getting that shift that maybe I should have got at 24 or 25. Like, I'm finally getting that shift in mindset where it's like, I need to start, you know, really thinking about what type of wife I want to be, what type of mom I want to be, and what that looks like for me. Like, you know, am I gonna want what does that mean for me? Do I want to stay at home? Do I want to work from home and raise my kids, or do I want to you know, go out and take over the world and be this boss? Like what does that look like for me? So I'm starting to think like that, and it just kind of happened within the past year or two. I started to open my mind literally last year. I would have to say last year, maybe 6 months ago or a little less. Like, I started to really think like, okay, like being a mom probably won't be that scary. Now, you guys, like, I'm probably, like, in my family, I've probably waited the longest to have a baby, to be a girl. A lot of the women that I do know in my family have had kids young, you know, 20, 21, 22, maybe 23, but like very young. So I'm about to be 29 and I still don't have any kids. And I've been in a long-term relationship, so it's not really the norm, but I don't regret it. Like, me and Jeff will talk about kids and we're like, oh, you know, it would have been beneficial to have them maybe 4 or 5 years ago because we would have been a little younger. And like, as the kids got older, we would have been maybe in our 40s. You know what I mean? Like, and now we'll kind of be a little older, probably planning to have kids in the early 30s. But at the same time, I kind of wouldn't have it any other way because we have a house now. Like, I have a foundation now. We're about to get married in November, so I'll have kids while married, like, and be in like a very committed situation, bringing kids into the world. So I feel really good about that, instead of just having kids because everybody's asking me, when are you having a kid? Like, I'm kind of setting myself up to be in a really good situation to bring a little baby or two in this world. But my mindset started changing, and you guys might be wondering, like, well, what made your mind change? You know, if you're scared about it too, hey girl, or guy, I started watching this guy on YouTube named Kevin Samuels. And some people don't like Kevin Samuels, some people do. He really opened my eyes and changed my mindset about getting married early and having kids early. And talked a lot about how us as Black women, how we have a lot of masculine energy, especially when we're raised by single moms, because our single moms had to do everything on their own, and they had to have a lot of masculine energy to raise kids on their own and do everything. You know what I mean? Whether they got financial assistance from the dad or the dad was just completely out of the picture. So I definitely think I took on a lot of that. And it was to the point, it was so bad to the point where, like, I don't like asking for help. I had to really change myself and say, okay, let me let Jeff help me in some ways. Let me let him buy me something. Let me just say, oh, babe, I saw this online and I want it. Can you buy it for me? That would never come out of my mouth before. You know, it was always, let me provide for myself, let me buy it for myself, let me do for myself, do for me. You know, okay, let's go half. We buying this? Okay, here's my half. Here's this. Never just sitting back, kicking my feet up. Okay, You got it, cool, all right, thank you. Never that. And like, there's nothing wrong with being in your feminine energy and letting a man take care of you. And then when I started watching Kevin Samuels videos and learning about this stuff and like really opening my eyes and doing like some self-reflection and learning about myself and learning why I am the way I am, I started talking to my soon-to-be husband and saying like, yo, what do you like? Are you the type of man that wants to fully take care of a woman? And started asking him questions, and we started talking about things, and I'm like, yo, like, I got a guy that wants to spoil the crap out of me, just take care of me, and I'm resisting that like crazy for no reason, all because I'm in this masculinity, this masculine behind energy. And then I'm like, what's so wrong about being a mom? What's so scary about being a mom? Now, when I was young, high school, it was all, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. I got on birth control, don't get pregnant. Like, that was drilled. So now when I got out of college and it's like a safe time to have a baby, that stuff is still drilled in me. Okay, it's like being programmed. It's like being pre-wired. And it was to the point where like there was times I thought like, oh my God, am I pregnant? But I wasn't. I was just a little scared. But the fact that I was still calling it a scare at like 25, 26, 27, I'm like, yo, like it shouldn't be a scare at that time. So I really had to like change my mindset and be like, yo, like there's nothing scary about getting married early. I'm not scared to get married now. I'm all for it. But there wouldn't have been nothing wrong with getting married at 24. Like I was crazy scared of that. Like I was like, yo, I'm too young, like da, da, da. But now I'm starting to see the benefits of doing it younger. I'm starting to see like why it is a good thing and why you shouldn't be scared of it. Having kids younger in your early to mid 20s is great, but I also understand why some people have them a little later, like me. So I don't regret that. But I just feel like my mindset definitely has changed. And I'm kind of transitioning. I don't know if it's because I'm pushing 30 now, but I'm kind of transitioning into thinking like, okay, I'm about to be married in a couple months. And what is it going to look like? Like, what do I want my life to look like as a mom when I get pregnant? What do I want to do? Do I want to sit on my behind? Do I want to go out and work again? Do I want to go and keep going with what I'm doing now? Like, what does that look like for me as a mother, and a wife? Because I already feel like my mindset changing, but I'm still discovering all of these feelings and like figuring it out. You know what I mean? So definitely like, I'm not scared to have a kid anymore. Like, but for right now, I definitely want to walk down the aisle first and just take advantage of being small and fitting in a nice dress in a small size and not having to worry about any of that. And then getting pregnant later and big and chunky or whatever that's gonna happen to me. Best believe I'm still gonna be in the gym 2-3 times a week when I get pregnant, but I just definitely feel like my mindset is changing for the good, definitely for the good. Like there's so much more that Jeff and I want to do, like there's so much more we want to do in life. And I can't wait till we continue to crush the certain goals that we have. And, getting married and having a baby is just a small piece. Like we want to do more things and we want to break generational curses. We want to set ourselves up so that we have things to pass down to the kids that we do have in the future. So yeah, if you are scared of getting married, of having babies, and you are at a good prime age to do those things, like watch one of Kevin Samuels' videos. Watch a couple of Kevin Samuels' videos, especially if you are Black like me, and maybe you had a single parent or a broken home or whatever. Or there was even some women on his videos that grew up with mom and dad in the house married. A lot of us, especially as women, are very focused on, our career, our education. We're very quick to go to school and stuff like that, but we don't really put a lot of effort and time and rest in our feminine energy as a girlfriend or wife, So I definitely would recommend watching some of his videos. I recommend following people who talk about femininity. If you are somebody who's scared to be in relationships, or you push away relationships and stuff like that, or like you want to start a family but you're not really actively changing like any of your masculine energy to attract a man, like definitely look into that and hone into that and try to understand why you do certain things, because it can really change your outlook on a lot of things. Like it could really change your outlook, and it could change your life, girl. It could change your life, okay? I know people who want to be married, but like they don't really want to be in relationships. So you gotta kind of figure out why you probably are that way. And don't be scared. And if you're scared, we're gonna go through it together, because I got a wedding to plan. And then, after we get married, hopefully we get pregnant a couple months later, whatever, we'll start trying. And then a whole new life will start for me. So with that being said, I'm gonna end that right there. I hope y'all been doing good. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.